All right, welcome back to another episode of Fck It Be Honest. On this episode, we got motherfucking Lonnie B and his beautiful wife, Leah.
Okay.
First of all, let me say thank y'all for coming on the podcast. Yes. Especially the introvert like your little wife here. Okay? I had to fight her on here. She actually had to fight you on here. But, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it because this is a month of love. Of course, it's February. And for us being married almost 20 years, y'all almost how many years?
Oh.
I was about to say.
Okay, I'm so good.
Let him say it, okay?
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, no, you're like, I know.
Go ahead.
I was there.
19.
Right.
19 years. And when was y'all anniversary?
February 14th.
On Valentine's Day.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God, that is so cute. So that's why I'm saying thank you so much for coming on. And the reason why we chose y'all is because I love the family dynamic. Mm-hmm. I've known Lonnie for a long time, and Leah too. Blended friends and family. Okay, Lonnie. I give Lonnie okay. That's close, okay? So married almost 19 years. So let's start off first. I'm going to start with Lonnie first. Lonnie, you are one of our city, of course, Richmond. Yeah. And you have been one of the hottest DJs since I've been going to the club.
Appreciate it.
I am going on 43 years old, and you have touched on every part of the music for like our generation, is what I would say. So you started in music when? Like when did the love for music start?
Love for music started. Yeah. I fell in love with music probably early 80s, like when the Michael Jacksons, the Planet Rocks. I mean, this is before I even thought about DJing.
Yeah.
It was my love for music that even made me want to go in that direction. But I would say early 80s, the Michael Jacksons, the Planet Rocks, the Run DMCs.
Was that a home thing for you? Like, did you hear it in the home? Like with mom and I know your uncle, because I know a lot of
yeah.
So was that kind? Because I know we love.
But you listen to whatever your parents, whatever they're playing, and then you learn what you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
My family used to do a lot of socials back in the day. That's what they call them.
Yeah.
So I remember as a kid, one of my dad's favorite songs was Brick House by Commodore. So every time I hear that, I think about my dad. But outside of that, I lived in an apartment complex called Walmsley Terrace Apartments. So I was introduced to music just being a kid, riding my big wheel up and down the sidewalk, and the boys out there playing basketball, and the cars riding around. So that's where I really started to hear the Planet Rocks and that type of stuff. And then, of course, being a kid, as I got a little bit older, listening to the radio when you would record the songs off the radio. So that's kind of
the brunt of the music career. And when you knew that you wanted to be a DJ, right? Because loving music and actually playing music for people, because you felt good. Is it something that you wanted us to kind of feel too? Like I need people to, because you know how you hear shit and then the mixes ain't right, or they ain't playing it, they ain't flowing it right. So I got to get it right so that people can understand music. Because I think that's a big thing of what DJs do and producers do. Because you rap with your shit too.
You used to that.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Lonnie used to rap. Like y'all was in a group, right, Lonnie?
Yeah, so I was in a group called Mad Arrangements in high school, and then a couple years after that, we started the Super Friends.
Yeah, I remember the Super Friends. Because Leah joint was so hot. And I was like, oh shit, I know. You know what I'm saying? Where I want to be in the in crowd. Yeah. All right, so the love for music, we got that. You got into it. Now, how difficult was it for you to actually like train and get really good at that shit? Like, for people who's kind of coming up, like young, there's a lot of like kids that's into music that we probably speak to, girls too. We speak on that. Yeah. That's dope as fuck right there. So like, was it more so of you wanted to bring more to the youth too at that time, or was just more so just the love of just doing music, period, for all ages? As far as
for me, where I want to start DJing, I think, seeing people like Jam Master Jay, the Jazzy Jeffs of the world, you know what I'm saying, behind two turntables, it was just always cool to see. It wasn't until I got in high school and I met DJ Drake. DJ Drake was the first person that I knew that had two turntables. And, when I went around his house, he took me under his wing. He showed me things, and that was the moment that I felt like could really be a reality.
Something I could do.
Yeah. So, it was funny then because I still remember asking all the questions. I always wanted to understand, like, how do you know what to play behind what? These are all the questions, I had. And, you know, before then, I didn't understand what BPMs were. So I would literally play a record for 30 seconds and count the beats, multiply it by 2, and then put that number on the record. So I'll know that's the speed of each record. Now with the computers, you just analyze it and they tell you. Yeah, way easier.
And you grow with the music. Damn. That's the great thing about it. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's kind of fast forward, right? Okay. Now, let me ask you this, though. Was mom always like supportive of it?
Always, from the beginning. Like my mom, she knew I wanted to be a DJ. I graduated from high school in '92, and I wanted to go to college. Mm-hmm. Even though she was a single parent raising me and my brother, they said she made too much money for me to get financial aid. So she was just like, if I set out that year or that semester, she would get my turntables in January. So I set out like it's no big deal. I set out. When it came time to get it, she still didn't have the money, so she didn't pay the mortgage to get it. No. I got the turntables, and, you know, the rest is
the sacrifice. But, and we talk about this with our children a lot, and I say, you know, everybody used to push college. I'm like, I never went, and I'm successful. Yeah. You know, my husband went and was like, shit, I wish I would have go. Because when he know he learned with using his hands, you get what I'm saying? So I tell my kids, just be successful at whatever it is that you want to do. College will be there when you're 90.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if you want to do it, go and do it, right? All right, so that's dope. That's a dope era in your... And you're from what side of town?
What?
Whatever. I just want to hear him say it. You know what I'm saying? We're all over the world, you know.
No, Southside.
Southside.
What high school? What high school?
Huguenot.
Okay.
Damn, I thought Huguenot was... Oh, that's Verona on this side. Because I'm John Marshall. And my aunt made me go to fucking Helen Springs. Damn, but it's all good. So, yeah, have a pop with me. All right, so, Leah. All right, so you met Lonnie how? Because you got a voice on you too. So how did you meet the hubby?
I met him, it was my first year at VCU.
Okay.
So I went to school and I wanted to sing.
Okay.
So he had a studio, of course, on Southside. And one of my classmates' cousins, I guess, worked in the studio as an engineer. Okay. So it was crazy that I was coming to Richmond to go to school. And we just kind of hooked up that way.
Oh, so where you from?
Originally?
Yeah.
Houston.
Are you?
713.
Damn. A lot of Houston people in our lives. Yeah. So you was here on college, for college, right?
So Houston to Williamsburg, and then I left Williamsburg and I came to Richmond.
All right, so you went into the studio. Was you going to lay a track? And Lonnie was what? You was there? Or you was deep? What were you doing there?
Nah, so it's deep.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. My best friend had just got murdered.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, got hit by a stray bullet. And actually, the day of his funeral, we went to bury him. I left his funeral, came to my studio, and Leah was in there recording songs. So my first day meeting it was as soon as I left there. Yeah, so it's crazy.
So how did y'all kind of change numbers that night? Yeah, or how did y'all? Yeah, how did that go? Because somebody remember it now.
So who came after who?
Who came after who first? You know, who did that? Who made the first move?
The part that she didn't. The part that she didn't say was when she came to my studio. She came with her boyfriend.
Leah.
Don't bring no boyfriend.
I needed somebody to drive me up.
I know I'm like driving you. All right, so you came with your boyfriend. So hold on, you came with your boyfriend. So all right, so tell me how that went. So our eyes be wandering.
So what I will say is, you kind of know when you're at the end of a relationship. So I felt like it was coming to an end eventually. And my mom always said, you're going to meet your husband in college. Like, I took it literally like, okay, he's going to be a doctor, a lawyer. That's who I'm going to meet. But it turned out I met him. Okay. So, yeah, I just kept recording, did a couple of songs. And
that same day or you came back?
Oh, no, I kept coming back.
Oh, Lonnie. She kept coming back. Yeah. So when y'all knew, did you know that I like him?
It wasn't instant, but the more I came to record, he was there all the time. I guess because
it's his spot. Yeah, I'm gonna be here all night.
Especially you coming.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm cool.
So just kind of talking, his personality. He seemed outgoing, and so I like that.
All right. So who made the first? Let me get your number move. I'm nosy.
I think that was probably more her.
What, Leah?
Yeah.
How you say that?
You like I just broke up with my boyfriend.
How that go? You try to
throw that out there.
I told the engineer one day, something like if I ever, get a chance to be alone, and I pulled out something, I said, this is what I would wear.
I love that.
Girl. So my thing is, when I came to the studio, again, I saw her there with her boyfriend, so I thought she was attractive, but I, once she said that, it was like, okay.
All right, so how did the first date go? Were y'all very honest on your date? Because I say all the time now that people date, but they date wrong.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
They get like a
facade, a representation.
It ain't the real you, it's like a representation.
You know what I'm saying? So did you feel like y'all first date was genuine? Or it was like, I know it's a get to know you type thing, but more so genuine. Because I don't know, I never dated like that. Dating was not my thing. So I would know, like, I'm funny anyways. I don't know what the fuck I would do on dates, you know. So was that more like a kind of an easy conversation type person, y'all two together on y'all date? Was it easy or kind of like, I'll date her, I'll do this again?
I felt like initially when we first started communicating, it was over email, like a lot more.
Email, text.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all was fancy.
Okay.
So we had to build up to
the relationship thing.
Yeah.
That's such a cool dynamic on how you met, because what he does in music, what you do in music, does that do you guys sometimes have y'all should have
that's what I'm
saying. But when y'all did the recording, was it something that you ever put out?
No, but I have it in my computer.
Shut up, Lonnie. That is so cool.
Yeah, the exact song that she was recording that day, I still have it in my computer.
Do you ever listen to it?
Yeah, all the time. I put it up and play it for her.
Hey.
Yeah, that is the sweetest thing. So how did you know, Lonnie? I'm gonna ask you because you're a man, and there's a lot of women who don't know or understand. We ask this question like when did you the fall in love part for a man? What is it that you saw in her that say, I'll marry her? Yeah. Because y'all guys have your guys, your friends. You ain't have probably got a girlfriend, but you did nothing special. Yeah. So how did you kind of know that she is?
Yeah, she's something.
I know, girl. I'm gonna ask it now.
I don't know. I mean, again, I was definitely attracted to her.
The physical first.
Physically attracted to her. I think we all can say that most relationships, they all have that new car smell portion of the joint. So, she made it beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love the fact that she was loving. You know what I'm saying? Was and is loving. My daughter was just born, so she had was really loving to my daughter at the time as well. So, and she was very inspirational. Like a lot of people don't understand, they hear the name, Lonnie, they look at all the things that I've accomplished. Yeah, but when I met her, I was telling her that one day I want to be on the radio. Like it was before the radio, so there was no radio. I didn't have a car. She used to, drive me around and all the other stuff. So I can honestly say that she fell in love with Lonnie Battle and not Lonnie B, because what people see now, it wasn't there when she met me. You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I tell women, of course, everything is always a physical attraction first, because that's what we see. But these days and times, you have to go in this shit with your eyes closed, and you have to listen to people,
be there for me.
because that physical will fade. And just like Lonnie said, I think that's dope, because that's some things that you say about me. It was you're nurturing, and your mother was nurturing.
Feminine.
Not I wanted somebody like my mother, but that's what I grew up with. So soft spoken and understanding, right? So when you fell in love with Lonnie, it was. You knew, you just had a daughter. Did you feel like, I know if I'm taking on him, I'm also taking on a child? Because you didn't have any kids.
Right, no kids. I did. Yeah, I would say I absolutely knew that because of, just because of his presence. He's a great father. So, now we have a larger family.
Okay.
But, that was in the forefront.
Yeah.
So that was very clear.
And it's important that I ask that, because most women think they can take the man and not take the children.
You
got to understand, he doesn't come by himself. Right. So you got to love all of me, because I love my daughter.
Right.
So you're going to have to love us all. So when was your pivot point when you knew you fell in love? What? I got it, Lonnie. Don't worry about it. So when did you know that this is
he's special. There's something about him.
I don't know the day that it hit me, but I think I just started feeling like this is something I want. Like I want to pursue this. I want to go after it, and I don't want it to leave, just because of how I was feeling. And I think also, just as a woman, women are a little competitive. I mean, and I say that, you know, respectfully. He said he was, you know, not in any sort of situation. Yeah. But I think anyone who goes into a situation with a man or a woman that has a child, and especially if they're younger, you're always thinking, is it something else? Is there something else? Is it lingering? And that's a woman, and more so competitive, not like, oh, let me win, but it's still like, all right, bitch, let me win. I'm still like in that middle, but it's still in your head. I hope that it's not like a rebound. Right. And I hope it's not something that, you know. Because you have to worry about that. You do have to worry about that. It's a reality. It is, and women can say all day long they don't. Bullshit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we all do. Most of us are wired the same way. Yeah. It's just in different capacities. You know what I'm saying? Right. All right, so we in a relationship. We got our child now. Because you guys have 3 children together now. Yes. Okay, so and I'm going to talk about the kids because this shit is so, I got to put them out there. So, the first child, was that before marriage or after marriage? Before marriage? The first,
it was before.
Right before. That's how Neil was.
All right, so how long y'all was together before the first baby?
I mean, how long it took you to give it up, basically.
That was.
I was 24 hours, girl, so don't worry about it. We've been married 20 years, so okay. It don't matter. I knew what I wanted.
This my wife.
But I it's okay. All right, so y'all had her before marriage, right? Now, did y'all get married because of the baby, or is it because I wanted to be married to each other? Like, it was just like, let's do this because I got a baby. I mean, of course we love each other, right? But sometimes it's like, all right, we need to do this because.
So we didn't immediately get married after. Okay. I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. Yeah. And I come from a family where you're not having babies out of wedlock.
That's how my family was.
That's like grandma was like, all right,
what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like what am I doing here? Like, so the expectation from my family was always there, and I think I had it in my own head. Because I kind of thought, like, okay, how did this happen? Like, I know how it happened, but I think overall, I knew that this is the man that I wanted to be with.
And see, that's what I say. You
just
know. Yeah. It's a feeling, right? So you grew up in a 2-parent home. Okay, so you saw that dynamic of 2 parents. Lonnie, were you in a 2-parent home? Or so
I was for like 6 years of my life.
6 years of your life, okay. Now, what did you see to make you evolve into, like, a man to say, I'm going to marry my woman. I'm going to be there for my children. Because a lot of times people use that, I won't say an excuse, I'm sorry, but I always say you can go left or right or you can go straight down your tunnel. You choose a path regardless of what your upbringing was. Right. Yeah. So, like, what did you see? Because you're a great father and husband, so kind of what did you see to help you mold that, or was it just all you?
I think it was just, watching what I wanted for my mom, you know what I'm saying? Watching what I wanted for myself and my brother, you know what I'm saying? And knowing that I had
that too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And having the power to be that, not use an excuse that I didn't have this, so I can't be that. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that's what we hear a lot.
Like my father left, so it's okay to leave, to do the same thing.
And a lot of times in these 2-parent homes too, it's not always great.
Just because they together.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times these parents don't know how to communicate. Or, like I tell Zay, it ain't that you got to tell your kids everything, but we don't shelter shit from my kids. My daughter will know this is what relationships go through. But we choose each other.
Yeah.
You know how to so that nothing's going to be perfect. So if you're looking for it, cut it out. I tell my son how to be honest. We teach him that because he's 24. And he's good looking. He's a baller. But like, because you can be a single man, up until you are ready, because you don't want to damage women, because you can have a great woman and you can damage a woman at the same time. And I watch my mom go through those things. And it's not so much just, everybody's not always infidelity. They ain't always financial. It's not always, it can be little things. It can be verbal. You're not spending time. You're not telling the woman she's beautiful. Being there after she has kids. So it's that dynamic. So that's great that you kind of taught yourself that balance. Because that's hard, because sometimes we go off what we see. And we think that's right. And it's not always right. All right, so you had your first kid or whatever. Y'all got married or whatever. Did y'all have a big wedding?
No.
Okay, why not?
For me, I felt like we could have a big one later. Us having, our kid and thinking about the future, we rather invest that money in our house.
Makes sense.
So goddamn smart. I said, I asked this question: do we want a marriage or do we want a wedding? They're two different things. You DJ weddings, I do makeup for them. You sing at them, and I tell you all the time, I'll do a woman and I will watch this woman be so concerned about
everything except the husband.
Everything. You ain't even praying over this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch how you are stressed about a tablecloth and flowers. And I'm like, you need to pray over his heart.
Yeah.
That he can love you and stay strong enough and have the capacity to build. And because women is a facade, is a party to them.
Right.
You know, and to us it's real life. 19 years, 20 years, we know throughout that life is a lot. So, okay, when you had your second daughter, you got two, you finally had that boy. I thought Lonnie was a girl, dad boy. There's no goddamn boys out there.
Yeah, what about you?
Okay, you got one about him. He's the cutest goddamn thing, man. So, after the second child, was that planned or was that like a surprise? Like, shit.
Surprise. It was a surprise.
I don't think any of them was.
That was a surprise.
Like what? Back to back. How old the first two apart?
They're like 17 months apart.
Oh yeah, they right back to back. So how was that for you as like a woman, like married, coming from college? Because you finished college. Okay, so you finished college. Congratulations on that. So how was that as a woman, like young? You got married at what age?
25.
We were 23.
Yeah.
We were 23. So
yeah.
All right. So how? Because I know for me, I've learned a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And still learn. You know.
Still.
So was that any kind of hard transition for you as like wife, mom, or did you just kind of do that shit with ease?
I don't know if I did it with ease, but I did it.
Okay.
I didn't take the time to stop and think, how am I feeling today? What do I need? Do I need to, fill my own cup?
Yes.
But I will say I had a strong support system. My mother-in-law. I remember they would come over. I had aunts that would come down.
So you had a network of women. That was just great. That's what his grandma did.
And women give so much. Like even like with her, like. See how much she do for everybody.
Yeah.
I block my kids from her now. I'm like, I got their mama alone.
No, like,
I'm saying the rest for me.
Don't take her. Don't take her. Because I know for a man, because more so men, they are there too mentally, but men are more so their breadwinners. I'm like, I got to be here. I got to be here. And Lonnie's very busy. They was very busy early on because he was an IT networker, so he used to do a lot of jobs and shit here and there. But like you said, you don't really kind of mentally prepare. That's why when I talk to young girls, and they be like, I'm not doing wifey duties as a girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference?
What's the difference?
Right.
I try to kind of get them to explain, like, as a woman, how do you separate the two? Because either you're a woman or you're not. It ain't. It isn't if I'm married or if I'm not, So you haven't. So when was that transition for you in your marriage and your motherhood to just be like, did you ever have that moment?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Right? We don't think about that shit.
Yeah, I think my mind is just always going.
Me too.
And I just know things have to get done. I know he has a very busy schedule. And I know, I've always been on the clock of the kids. So
somebody got to, and honestly, if you think about it in that dynamic, that is the way that the kids kind of see it. Right? So it's not a bad thing because I know Lonnie is very in tune with his family. But I'm a breadwinner and I've been this way since you've met me. I've always was in the studio and I was recording, I was doing things. So to try to figure out the balance in womanhood, and I talk to our women a lot about this, even my closest friends, and now that I'm in my 40s, I'm now realizing, oh shit, let me take, because alongside husband and children, like, what am I? What am I doing? How can I breathe through it? And that's great that you said I'm finally kind of. So that's some good things to kind of think about in that relationship part of it. And Lonnie, did you ever have a moment in your life within the marriage that you just like not overwhelmed, but some days it's like, okay, fuck. Because men do take on a lot too. I mean, just because you go work and
the pressure keeping it all together.
Like making sure I'm there for all three of my daughters and now my son and my wife, of course, first. Then God, the wife, and the kids. That's how it goes. Because so was there ever a moment like shit? Not like we love fucking kids, but I say fuck them sometimes. Ain't no wrong with God understand that. We love them, but like that pivot, some point it's like am I breathing a little bit or I'm just on go? Where you felt like you kind of not neglected the married life of it, but cause sometimes you be like, what the fuck is the married life? It's just we're married. We got to do this. Or was it like a time it's like fuck moment?
No, I think for me, I was always caught up in the hustle and bustle. You know what I'm saying? Of trying to be a provider, trying to build my brand, keep everything moving. It's a big difference between being a DJ and just playing records and being a promoter and throwing events. So trying to do that. I quit my last regular job in '97. So everything that I've done since then, so I think for me, one of the pivotal points for me is I was diagnosed with cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer in 2013. And crazy enough, between 2010 and 2013, things started to slow down a whole lot.
I wouldn't even notice that it slowed down.
Because if you think about it, technology had came out, and any Joe Schmo with a laptop could play music, and in the business of throwing events, a lot of the promoters wanted to go the cheaper route. Why pay me this much money when you can get this DJ to do it for right now? There's still DJs DJing for $50, $100, and I'll never forget there was a time when I was at home. I was at home a lot on the weekends, and Leah was like, this DJ is DJing every weekend, and maybe I need to,
do it in,
go my price, and I believed in myself too much, so I stayed at home. We watched Law and Order, and
it was in there, crying.
And then a couple years later, I reminded her. I said, "Remember when you said that? This is why." You know what I'm saying? Now the same promoters that didn't want to pay me what I was asking for then, they're willing to pay me double now because of the work that I put in to show
quality. I say all the time, quality over quantity is everything. And I always say that the people don't supply for you, God does. So you don't bless me. And you got to believe in yourself, because it will turn. And God says, if you're obedient, I'll make them your footstool. Not that we want to step over people, but I'm going to just be obedient to where it is.
But I just want to say the reason that I said all of that was at a certain point, I was blessed enough that, because once upon a time, it was always, where am I going to be on this Friday, on this Saturday? Where am I going to be on New Year's Eve? It was a thing that I had to do. But after the success of the Art of Noise and the way that all the other parties and stuff went, I wasn't in that position no more. I could say, you know what, I'm not going to work. So now, to be able to really slow things down and stay at home for my family for New Year's Eve, and say, you know what, I let's go somewhere. Let's go out of the country, and I'm not worried about that. So I think around that, right after cancer, you know what I'm saying, is when things started to really
pick up for you.
Yeah.
So this is what I mean by love. And I tell people all the time, we're going to jump into that, you're diagnosed with the cancer. Now imagine, now everybody doesn't have to have somebody, but everybody needs somebody. That's what I say. It's just that we're impatient. You know what I'm saying? Love is not like this. Love is this. It's a fucking zigzag in a lot of ways. So when you were diagnosed with cancer, of course, Leah was your first point of, this is what I'm going through, right? Because I'm wife, So how did that play a part in making you guys closer? Or did that, of course, scare you because of all the fuck we hear about it, but did it kind of make you closer in your relationship because of that? Love harder? Of course we love, but did it make you love harder? When we lose people,
Nah, for me, it definitely was, because I didn't even tell anybody. I think the only people that knew was Leah, my brother, and Danger. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't. My mom didn't. I didn't want to tell anybody because I wanted to know where it was and what was going to happen before I told everybody. You know what I'm saying? My kids, nobody knew. But Leah was there, and we, while I was waiting for the results, we laid in the bed every day playing those iPhone games, like the what is it? The word. We still
friends. We do that shit.
We still play the games to this day, and for me, I always tell people I was at such a peace moment with her. If it was then, they could have rolled the credits, and I would have been good. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that I felt. That's the way how the comfort that she gave me.
Provided,
you know what I'm saying, in that moment. And I think the thing that messed me up, she was real strong. I think it was the third day she wanted to drop the kids off, and then she called me and broke down and said, "This is hard."
She couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And I think for you, Leah, and I'm gonna ask you that though. I know in certain instances it's because, like you said, our mind is always on the go, and we have to be the And that was your moment. So what made you break down? Was it like the fear of shit?
Yeah. I may be doing this alone.
Yeah.
Or anything.
It was quiet. It was the quiet. I think that's what got me. It was quiet, and I had dropped the kids off, and he was at home.
It was no
thinking in your head.
There was no commotion. So when you found out, how long did you guys go through the process of, knowing if it was going to be gone? If it was
1 week. So the craziest part, I went to the doctor on that Wednesday. They told me they would give me the results on that Friday. They called me back that Wednesday and was like, hate to call and tell you this, we see all the results of it. It looks just like it's cancer, pretty much.
Yeah.
And characteristics of it being cancer. And we need you to come back in right now to do the blood work, and we're going to operate tomorrow. So in my mind, it's like, like, wait a minute. So wait, y'all was going to operate Friday. Now y'all telling me come in now.
So something is,
so I'm thinking to myself, they're trying to, save my life at this point.
Yeah.
So we went to have the operation. I remember asking the doctor before I went back for operation. I said, I just want to ask you, Doc, what's the chances of me being good? He said, I won't know until after the operation.
So you had no clue.
What's
after
so
that.
then we went to the operation. Everything was done. He said, now I won't be able to give you the results until 8 days.
The
7 days.
game.
Yeah. So I had to wait a whole week. So
I know.
listen, that whole week, everything that I saw on TV was cancer, life insurance.
Everything.
Everything.
Shit all right.
Everything.
Word games. Get off the TV.
Yeah. So then we went in for the results. When I went in for the results, he pretty much he said use all the technical terms, and I didn't know how to digest it. So pretty much what he said was it was stage 1. And it hadn't spread at all.
Ooh.
So because he called it so early, I didn't have to go through chemotherapy or radiation or nothing. Just the operation was that.
And see, I look deeper into those things. I don't know why I think, I'm a thinker, but I just think that sometimes God do those things, not to you, but for you. Because now it's like I tell Zay, me doing dead people when I do makeup. I'm like, fuck, this is just a casing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck what their body look like, their face look like. This is just housing your spirit and all that other shit that goes on in your soul. And, because it make me go home and like, damn, his flesh. It made me closer.
Let me appreciate
so did it make y'all closer, you think, in that form of it? Like, I appreciate
for sure.
him a lot more. Because, not that we don't appreciate him, but it's just always got to be something that kind of gut punches us to kind of, to remind us. So what would you say, Leah, your most memorable moment with your husband would be? If you could pick one, what would be like the most memorable moment with him?
I think he takes a lot of trips. I accompany him on a lot of trips. Most memorable, I think. Oh, wait a minute! No, that's not true. We live on a
Take your time, girl. You got to think hard. Lonnie, like
so many.
Which one? That don't matter. Let me sip a little stuff now. Which one now?
So I was going to say on a trip to Turks and Caicos. Okay. But there's something that I think tops that. We began a fitness journey together 5 years ago. Okay. And fitness, spiritual, just a reset. Okay. And so it was most memorable because we were doing things together. We were, cutting our food up together. We were taking walks together. Just all this. We still do those things, but I think just the point, we wanted to be intentional about kind of resetting.
To begin, to start.
And then the kids doing this, doing that. I think you have to just sometimes let's pause, have a touch base check-in.
It's like a tune-up.
Get us back.
Get us back. And, and I remember one of my friends saying that she kind of hit me home, one of my closest friends, and, because a lot of us are married, of course, in this circle, and it was more so of, we go through our things in life and shit, and when you be like, I want to build more with my family, I want my family, and then, you have to think, we are the family. Right. We made them. So yeah, we're gonna put them first, but they can't come before us.
Right. We gotta be good
because we drop the ball when it comes to that, you know. So that's good because it's not like the biggest trip. It ain't the sun, the water. It's the connection that you have. And I think we've learned that in our marriage because at one point we were roommates and didn't even know it.
I had to reset and get it right.
We had no clue. And it was, you know, and I tell women all the time, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, because a lot of us go flat, and we don't even know how the fuck we go flat because we're so used to each other. Now we're just an autopilot, and I felt like that's in a lot of marriages, especially all of us that've been through life young with kids. You know what I'm saying? And we still trying to. Now I think we're all at an adult stage in our life where communication is imperative, or we can't fucking do this because that's just the most important thing. So Lonnie, if you could think about like a song to describe Leah. What would it be? Pop that pussy.
Wow.
I know, right? Huh? We said pop in there, like
I got
digging in the crates.
That's why, like, I love these questions because it's just like, damn, this is how I feel about him. How I feel about her, you know. And I know it's plenty of songs.
Yes,
it's a ton.
Plenty of songs. And I'm sure I'm gonna look back at this later and say, why
give me a song if I could think about my boo and how she make me feel. Because they be over here thinking for hours too.
I know. She got it off the top.
Share My World. Mary J. Blige.
Yeah,
I think what the first one I really thought about was music. Soul Child, beautiful.
I just heard both of them on my Pandora, so that's some good choices, girl. That's some good choices. Because it's more so like people don't understand that you could go. I say that on autopilot for it, and I think a lot of times instead of correcting the autopilot, we let it go. And when I say, "Oh, you gave it up too soon," or you should have waited, because sometimes, not that it takes men a long time, but sometimes it takes them because they're not emotionally drawn like
best
we are.
just said that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I should have just pumped my brakes just for a little bit, because what we deem is horrible is not really horrible, you know?
And fixable.
Right. So was there ever a time in your marriage where you felt like, I'm not going to be able to fix some shit, or I'm ready to let some shit go? Was it ever a time like that in your marriage that you kind of went through those things, or that mental? Because I know I have. Now, I probably let it go 100 times. But I knew that I just can't let it go. And people think it's easy, or let's just do it. But something holds you in a certain way. And if y'all have never been through that, then that's awesome. And like that type of like, all right, maybe this is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Now, I think like most couples, we've all gone through things. And that's why, it's interesting to me. A lot of people on the outside looking in, they'll look at Leah and I, and they'll be like, I've heard a lot of people say, goals. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, the goal shouldn't be what you see. It's like if you really know the things that we fought through to continue to be what we are. You know what I'm saying? And one of the key things that I can say that I learned is communication.
Yes.
And so one thing, I was one of those people that I listened to respond. I think it's probably my battle rapper nature. Like, whenever you're saying, I'm already thinking about but I think things really got better for us when I learned that it's much more productive to listen to understand.
And you know who taught me that? My 24-year-old son.
Yeah.
When I used to fuss at him, and he said, "Mom, you listen to respond. You don't listen to hear me." That shit was like a pivot. Because I'm just like, and I can't wait till you finish that argument so I can come back with mine. So as you're speaking to me, I got my comeback.
Yeah, she wasn't listening.
I'm not even waiting for you.
So that's what I've been dealing with for 20
years. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least I know now. Shit, I know my faults, and there's a lot of times I say all the time, women don't take accountability a lot. Not most women. Right. And I'm one of them that was that.
Yeah.
It was hard for me, and a lot of shit could have made or break you, but that communication will definitely break you.
Oh yeah.
And that, did you have to learn communication, Leah? Was that a hard struggle for you? That shit was hard for me.
I think I'm an over communicator, but I mean, I guess
is it feelings involved, like emotions with your communication, or just like a straightforward? This should be this.
I think it's straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah, but also it depends on my audience. Because I'm not an emotional creature. Okay. I think a lot of women they're driven off of their emotions.
I was till I had to learn not to.
That doesn't drive me. So, and then I guess with him, to his point, we're both Libra, so I'm a girl. And I guess there's a difference between a September and October Libra woman, man. But I think we are actually a lot more similar. So he's, well, you might not think so, battle rapper. So I just think, well, you know, you're already here with your comeback, so I have to. I don't have a choice.
He around with this shit. Fix my plate because I ain't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what?
That was pretty good.
Fix my plate because I ain't eat.
You know, so I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna get in the car. I can go do something. I'm gonna text it.
You gotta get it out.
I gotta get it. It has to be clear. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
You gotta get it on the point. He probably heard you.
Yeah. One thing about me is I'm a very, very, very alpha male. You know what I'm saying? So again, like, so one thing about me is like I don't, and I remind her every now and then, I don't take orders from people. I don't answer.
You gotta say it.
I gotta say it out loud. She's the only one that I have to. I have no choice. Like, I gotta.
Shut the fuck up right now, Lonnie. Right now, at this point. That's the love I see too, and the respect of it all. Because most men don't know how to respect, and most women don't know how to respect. Because some women try to be too alpha. I love being feminine. Now says they don't take me out my fucking feminine. And I'm manly if I have to. But I hate that part. So the communication is like an awesome thing for y'all, right? All right, so the love, married almost 19 years, which is a beautiful thing. So y'all have, the youngest is how old?
7.
The youngest is 7. So your daughters, who's like right behind you in this goddamn field of music? Aaliyah. Yeah.
Now it's crazy. So Aaliyah DJs, Alexis sings. So you know what I'm saying? So crazy. You know what I'm saying?
See how God works? It was it was always his wife.
I think he was born his wife.
He was born his wife, and I say this a lot. God don't ordain every woman don't ever get proposed to. In most cases, I'm saying. So every woman think that they're a wife. No. You know, so I think they psych themselves up. Well, I don't want to get married. You know, because you feel like you're on a time clock now. So look how the kids are just like you. And what is your oldest daughter? She's in college or out now?
She graduated. Yeah. She's into videography, photography. It's another thing that I'm into. As well as she actually called me last week. Said that she's getting her first piece of DJ equipment as well, so she might jump into the ring.
This has to make you. What about the young one? What that little one doing? He run the house. Did he run the house?
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And how old is he?
7. Yeah.
He fucking 7 years old already. Because my youngest is 9. I didn't know they were like right there behind each other. So he runs the house. What do you think he gonna be doing, Lonnie?
I don't know. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. You know, that's the one thing that I just. Being granted the opportunity to live life the way that I did, I don't want to push anything on him. Whatever. Like my son, if I had to pick one thing that he loved a lot, is trains. Like he loves trains, more than anything. So so if he decided that he wanted to do some, I would never push music or anything entertainment wise. That's what you want to do. Let's see what we got to do to support. Support that.
Because I remember when your second daughter was going to get into makeup.
Yes.
Alexis,
yes. She still loves makeup. She still loves makeup. She can come pick up some product then.
She should.
She got to come to the studio. She can have it. Come on. I'll get her a bag of beauty stuff. Tell her, come on. She want to sing and everything. So how did y'all find out that she could sing? Was she singing in the house? Was it just something she? Because I saw y'all video. That I should put that shit on TikTok because y'all hit them damn notes like big time.
I have videos of her when she was maybe like 4 or 5. Yes. Standing in front of TV just singing. Yeah. So that's one thing that I've always done, and that they did the same for me. Is everything is documented. You like Deetra,
the video.
She goes back, and it's crazy how all this shit that I go back and look. I be like, fuck, because I lost my brother years ago, and I mean he was 15, I was 19, and when she sent me the video of him at the park. Like, how the fuck did you get this video? Because she'll take it, get him converted, and she's big on like home movies and things like that. And I understand now. The more and more we lose people, the value of that all, So that's an important part of the dynamic of the kids and making sure y'all have quality time with each other because that's important.
Yep,
now, how is it, like, what do you describe as intimacy? Because everybody look at it differently. It does. So, like, what's your take on intimacy, like, between you and your husband? Like, how do you separate marriage, you know what I'm saying, and your intimacy type vibe? What do you get from it, or how do you look at it?
I look at it as him taking off, like, all barriers, being transparent, being open, knowing that it's okay.
The vulnerability.
Yeah, having a vulnerability. So I think that's huge, and that's how I look at intimacy. Like the moments that we wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning.
We just did it this morning.
Yeah, we just did it this morning, and we lay in bed and we're having, conversation.
Yep.
Or finishing something we looked at last night because we fell asleep on it. And was it hard to get Lonnie vulnerable?
Well, I think we've been together so long, the relationship has gone in phases. So I think initially it was easy. He was wide open.
Yeah. Go to a point.
Because you start thinking about things. When you first get into a relationship, it's free.
We talk about that. It's
fun.
Yeah.
And then for all of us,
no expectations.
No expectations. We have the responsibilities that kind of hit us. And then it's like, okay, well, if I do this, then that. Or if I say this, then that. So...
So how do you look at it, Lonnie? How do you see intimacy with Leah?
For me, my brain is always on go. You know what I'm saying? My brain is always thinking business, is always thinking, money, is always thinking this. Some of the most intimate moments that I've had with Leah is when I can shut my brain off, when I can say, I am present in the moment 100%. Like, it's not... I pretty much giving myself all the way to her. I don't care about
ignoring everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's taking my phone and leaving my phone in the other room and just being, present for her.
And see, that's the key of intimacy. Everybody think it's sex. Sex you can do anywhere, have anywhere. That's a phase. You get to that part. But like I said with Zay, our intimate part is when we became a couple again. I became his girl again.
You my girl. Yeah.
I know I'm your wife. You know what I'm saying? I get that. That shit is, something happened to you, I get everything.
But like when we ain't with the kids and stuff, you my girl.
You my girl.
You my girl.
And that's why I wanted that part of it. But like I said, as women on go, men on go in their own way, whatever the fuck that may be. But we try our best to make it cookie cutter.
Right.
I'm a cook, I'm clean, I'm peeing, I'm here. But then we lose, like, wait a minute now. Let me go buy me a little lingerie for my husband. Let me set a tone or a mood because that's what they like. We come in, and I tell you all the time, women have to become more in tune with themselves. Yeah. And then we can exude the shit onto our mates or our husbands.
You're not just a mom.
Yeah, you're not just a mom. You're more than that. He don't want you to be a mom. It's way more than that. So, and a lot of our listeners, of course, it's a relationship podcast, so a lot of them like, I can't take it no more. I don't want... Is it that you're not tuning up? You can't drive that car on no oil. You gotta fix that shit. Put some gas in it, and then they go through things and they stay stuck in the rearview mirror. You can't drive that way. So either we're gonna do this shit or we're not gonna do this. So, any more kids?
No.
You two side?
They are.
Oh, thank you.
Very tired.
Yes.
Very tired.
People say that shit. But I tell them all the time, you need to get fixed because I don't think they said mine is tied and burnt. I'm like, because I don't trust it. I don't even know. I don't hurt somebody. Answer God, okay? So I'll be out there with my pod. I can't do it no more. But it's enough. We've done it, and I think it's important, like the family dynamic, and like you hang with Lonnie, like your closest friends. Most of them are married. Your brother's married, a good dynamic, and I know he looks up to what you have and done. Not to try to be what you do, but like I tell you all the time, Lonnie and Chris I've known for a long time, and they're great men. And not that I know them personally, but like people. The outside, and they're just great people. And I know it's important for your siblings to be able to have something to grasp to, because your uncle passed a while ago, right? Yeah. And he was like a big person in your life, right?
That's the reason why I let my hair grow, because of my uncle.
Are you serious? Okay, why? What was that?
So it's crazy. My uncle had long hair, and he went through a cancer scare. And I let my hair grow because I thought he was going to have to go through chemotherapy. So I was like, I want my hair to be long enough that when I shave it, it'll be just like him. Like they'll see the difference. Like even if it was a baby fro, when I shave it, they'll know I'm shaving it to go through the whole journey with him. Respect. My uncle never lost a grain of hair throughout the whole journey. So I say, I'm just let it keep going.
I'm gonna just let it go.
Yeah, and that's what
it's locks.
Yeah.
And my son's doing it. He looks. I told him, I said, damn, Dave. I said, you look really good with your dreads. I like that on you. It's just like something that we go, because most niggas go through a braid phase.
Yeah.
So now it's just let me grow my locks. Like you see Jay-Z's doing it, and it's something. And I tell women, it's just like a woman who changes to her locks. It's the same difference in your mental. So I would say a person who changes their hair is changing life.
Yeah.
It ain't just women who do it, because we are so selfish in that mode that men can't do this and men can't do that, but only women can do this. Yeah. So you're attracted to your man in his dreads, girl. I saw how you looked over there. It was like he did.
Yes.
He grew his hair. She was like, he did grow his hair, girl. Like, it was like, yeah, girl. That's what I care.
No, I love him.
You love him. So your 20th, you be 19 this year, right? Or it's already 19?
Next week. 19 next week.
19, yeah. Oh, waiting for you to answer,
yeah, 19. She don't remember. That's all right, Lonnie. Get out here, Lonnie.
Yes.
So 19, we are doing something big, special. Y'all playing something, or it's just like, damn, we just celebrated.
So you celebrated 19, yeah, a couple months ago.
Y'all do anything big, or is just going to be like a?
Just dinner.
Yeah, you like dinner.
I love a good dinner.
You like a good dinner, and that's what I said. Me and Zay are not really amped up on.
Right.
I mean, it's good to take trips and do things, but it's great because I do weddings and we get to do travel, we get to Jamaica. So you get to kind of have the pleasure and business at the same time. So it works. Now, was there ever, Leah, a jealous streak in between Lonnie and his work? And
like he
like
working
club
too much,
scenes
gone too much, or you want him a weekend, or
I love
that's
that.
good.
You know why?
Why?
I think very early on, my mother-in-law said to me, she just wants her son to be happy, and this is what he loves to do. And I feel like I'm a giving person, so I don't mind.
His life.
His life. This is your passion, and I can see that. I can see that. Before he became, I mean, you were always Lonnie B, but as you continue to grow, I could see that. So I really admired that.
In perfect form.
In perfect form. And that's what I mean, because somebody else, because
you're so
busy driven. Not that you don't have time, but you're busy driven. That's your mental. You can't take that away from me. You got some women who are selfish because they can't see past their own wants. Yeah. Lonnie, I know you feel like I gotta have balance because it's important. I gotta take care of my woman, my children, whatever the case may be. But I also gotta be who I am. Because I say it all the time, if it wasn't for me and your children, say, who would you be? What would you want to do in your life? Most women don't push that shit. They'll see you great at something, but just want to hold you in some type of box. And that's great that you say that. Like, no, I've always wanted him to be happy and pursue. So do you feel like you pursued your dream? In a sense?
In a sense. I think early on I said, I want to be a singer.
Okay.
But I've always said, like from a young girl, I want to be a good wife and a good mother.
So that was...
So, I mean, I got what I believe, I hope my children would say that. So
about me.
And
then I remember one of my friends telling me, you was a homemaker, and I got offended at one point. I was like, I was never asking to be a wife, and but it was actually really an accolade she was giving. She was like, most women can't do this shit that easy without breaking down, losing themselves. She was like, bitch, you kept up the house, the kids, But in hindsight, I still lost a little bit of me. And not when people say I'm lost, I'm like, we don't mean we went fucking crazy.
Right.
It just meant you kind of lose yourself because we know
put yourself on the back burner.
You put yourself on the back burner just a little bit, and it's okay because of the outcome of the children. But I just don't want to ever live with regret.
Right, of course.
You get what I'm saying? Like Lonnie would say, I lived a full fucking life in what I felt, and I saw my vision. I lived that, So for me, I told them when we went through a point in our life when we was learning how to really communicate and get it through, and I said to him, he was like, well, makeup. And I said, that wasn't my passion. I'm just good at it. And he's like, oh, fuck. I mean, what? You get what I'm saying? Like, I always saw myself speaking on stages, teaching. And I knew that God had to shift some things to put me where I am now. Right. And it's like the honesty in it is what's important. Like Lonnie said, goals. Like, stop saying that shit. Because in actuality, what the fuck does that really mean?
Nothing.
It may be things I'd be like, oh, I love how Lonnie and Leah travels.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to pick that up.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck y'all do in y'all household.
Exactly.
I don't know what you talk about. I don't know because
Right.
it's between husband and wife.
Right.
Yeah.
So a goal for people, I just think they see holding hands and skipping
Mm-hmm.
in a
You
sense.
think everything all
But
peachy.
then when the hard shit comes, then what?
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception is people will see people with great relationships and they'll look at it and think that they have the perfect relationship, not understanding that, no relationship is perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's all in how valuable you find it, how hard you're willing to work through to make it.
That valuable word is key. Because if you found value in Lonnie and Lonnie found value in you, then everything else should come
cater
easy.
to it and care for it.
Not perfect. Yeah, you're careful with it.
Yeah.
I tell these women, you treat your Louis Vuitton purse better than you treat your husband or your man. And that's value to you. And it's less value. Like when my husband went through our points in our life, and and I'm very honest, even on my podcast, and people say, "Well, how did you stay?" And why? I'm like, because he's not trash. I'm not trash. I don't care who faults is bigger than the others. It's how you measuring it.
Right.
And then you keep checking it off on a checklist, and you keep measuring it and measuring it. That means you're holding it in your subconscious. You got to live through shit and get through it. This life is short, and we see that. And I that's the reason I was like, Leah, I need you and Lonnie on the podcast, right? Because it's just the dynamic of the family, and it's not like I don't know. All our kids put us through shit from time to time. They got a mouth on them, they take turns. You know what I'm saying? I think they bad kids, but every kids take turns. And I think, like Lonnie said, you learn to listen so you can understand it. So then we can treat our kids with the same energy.
And teach them how to communicate.
And teach them how to communicate and all that good shit. So you see yourself together for a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
I know. I don't really think that I couldn't see nobody else with Lonnie. You know what I'm saying? Bitch would be sad girl. I go with that DJ Buffet. Precious goddamn running girl.
But if it ever got to that point, he would always see me.
Always.
Whoa,
hey, Leah, wait a minute go. Yeah, Lonnie, you get the confidence in it. That means you know that he loves you. You know, like they say all the time, I wouldn't get no fucking relationship again.
I wouldn't. Yeah. But I even told her, I said, even if we was to break up, whatever, I would still want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
And I would still want to come kick it with you. I would still want to fuck on you.
Yeah.
But I would still do for you though.
Yeah.
Like the same stuff I do now, I would still give you shit and do for you. Like you my kid's mom, so I'm gonna hold you. Yeah. You know what I mean, you were special, and then use my ex-wife or whatever. But I would still try to fuck with her.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that. But
I don't think I would have for real people. And not that I won't be in love again. I just wouldn't have the fucking energy. Nobody could never get. Yeah, girl. That's
I wouldn't want to release it. I wouldn't want to give it up.
Again,
I was like, hey, fuck that.
That's a lot. So you got to know who your person is.
So you definitely my person.
You got to.
Even when I met you, like I wasn't looking for no relationship. I I want a girlfriend. Yeah. But like I felt she was special. I like, man, I ain't met nobody like this.
Yeah.
And she was just something different about her that I just couldn't get enough of.
And me and my friends were talking about that shit. We couldn't understand. We're like. Men say it. You are special. You try to not compare, but like what makes me different. They can't explain what the fuck makes it different. It's just like you are.
Yeah.
That's superior to them. I'm like, I got to. So tell me.
You want to dissect it?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking massage pad. Oh yeah, I know. See, I'm like, so how? What is different? You want to hear them. So you can understand, like, oh, maybe I am different. So them saying it ain't good enough. We're like, fuck that. Write it down. Put it in a science project. You know what I'm saying? We don't understand. So that to me just brings joy because it shows that life is life and love is love. And it can happen. It ain't got to do with black love. But it's important because there's a stigma on our black men.
Oh, yeah.
On
we don't take care of
statistically, family they leave, and there's a lot of men who do because either they were pushed out for doing something they got no business, or the way they talk or the way they act, and then women these days don't have a lot of patience. And I think women hate when I say that. Like I ain't sticking around. I say, well, I'm not telling you to. I'm just telling you that if he doesn't do that and you go over there, he may not do what he did, but he gonna do something.
The same person.
And then she may not do that, but she gonna do something.
Right.
And every woman, I tell men this: if you can understand your woman and you pay attention to her, she's flat for a reason. And a lot of times we don't even know why.
Yeah.
It just fucking happens.
Yeah.
We don't get it. And I did another thing about like how it makes a man feel when we also initiate sex with them.
Yeah.
And we all, because it's just a thing of I do fuck with you.
Yeah.
And I fuck with you like in the beginning, and it's an attention thing. It's not really all about sex. It's maybe like, I don't feel like it today, boo. It could be, right? Look, they like, what? But it could be that. But it's just a thing that she's attracted to me.
Yeah.
She wants to give that all women. Like, you think it's all about sex? It's not, but it's a very important part. Yeah. Just like paying a fucking mortgage is important to us. It is. So why is his importance less than our importance? Is no less. And that's the accountability thing. So I think that's important that y'all understood what intimacy was first. And then, you know, going from that communication, intimacy, and then whatever else comes behind that is what makes that shit important. So you get up and you choose each other every day.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you want to be with your person, you have to
choose
that
every
choice every day, over and over again.
Over and over again, the good and bad. I say this about vows, and you may agree, you may not agree, but I always say the vows that we took in our weddings back then is not the vows once you start to get into your marriage is what you practice. Oh, yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because I've watched my stepfather on drugs half of my mom's marriage. That's sickness and health because you chose to be fucking sick. So you get what I'm saying?
Being selfish with it.
Okay, for rich or for poor, it's not because you got sick and you have
lazy,
to.
Then
it's because you lazy. Yeah. So I can't stay with you through rich or for poor, because that's not my mindset. You understand what I'm saying? For better, for worse. How worse? Because we fighting on each other. So those vows, I tell people all the time, you got to understand what the fuck it is. You want a marriage or a wedding?
What you signing up for?
What are you signing up for?
And is this person worth putting up?
Can I put up with everything?
Is you worth it?
Are you worth it to me?
To me.
And that's why Lonnie said value. That's why I was like, that key word is so fucking dope. And everybody look at, Valentine's Day is coming. That's why I asked that. What you doing Valentine's Day? Yeah. I asked that question just to kind of be funny. I say love month because that's what we deemed as love month. But if you understand it, y'all love every day. So that's why when Valentine's Day come, I don't
gotta turn up
so much about how to, but I'm still gonna show you I love you. That's what I'm gonna do for you because I want
that's
you.
What you deserve,
but it's not no big thing. And I think if people started to really fuck with each other wholeheartedly, then that shit just becomes a day is just a day. We can sit at home, put like New Year's. You want to throw a party, you sit at home, put your feet up, we fucking fall asleep. Oh, bitch, wake up, give me a kiss, throw it out, everybody sleep. You know what I'm saying? But that's the facade of relationships. That's the blunt of it. Buy me shit, we go out, we have fun, we have sex, we have. No.
Yeah, it's more.
It's way fucking more. Yeah. And to make it 19, 20 years and go from just a relationship to a marriage and hold on to the marriage is a big thing. And as busy as y'all are, but the kids are getting older. Because like he's 7, you know, Lonnie Jr. So he's 7 and my son's now. I'm like, shit, they getting independent. They can fucking sleep. They have friends. They doing little things now. So now, really for real, are we together for the children? Or are we together for us?
Enjoy each other.
And that's what y'all are showing. And that's why when you say people say goals, they just see, because it actually goes off of the man. I'm telling you, when women look at relationships, they look at the man. So when they say couple goals, it's not you, Leah. Right. It ain't me.
It's the man treating you right.
It's the fucking man.
Well, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's because I mean when people say goals, a lot of girls think women think it's about she does this or she looks like that. No,
it's the man. It's the stability. Yes. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means to whatever relationship.
Yeah, the level of comfort. Sometimes people do things just because, that's in them as a person, as a man. Yeah. You have a big heart. Maybe you're a gift
generous.
Giver,
you're going to give.
I think other people, women especially, they're looking at that and they're saying, that would be my ideal man. Yes. Or someone who they think might have power. Or,
just all of those things go and what he's doing for you and how you travel. And of course I get it because they're outside looking in. They can't really look in depth. But it's based on the man. That's why I tell men you have to be a leader in the forefront, behind the scenes, over here, and not because you're trying to keep up with a motherfucker, it's just that you're the man.
And every woman ain't gonna get that. Right. Because you're not special. So
that's fucking crazy.
I mean,
how long it take for y'all motherfuckers to know we special? Shit. Look,
it ain't as quick as y'all.
Look at Lonnie like, why Leah now?
Take longer than 2-3 months.
We knew. So how long did it take you to drop the drawers, Leah? It don't matter. We grown here.
How long was
it, Lonnie? Tell it, Lonnie. How long did it take?
Fast.
So I was was fast in the ass.
It went fast.
I got really fast.
It went fast. Leah was poised.
Yeah, Leah paced herself.
I was 48 hours. God damn. So Leah, but let me tell you, I thought he was cute in high school. And we met like 2 years after he graduated. I applied on his ass. He trapped me without doing it. It works. You know what I'm saying?
She ready to leave me. I knocked her up. She ready to break up with me.
You're not going
I like shit.
I sure was,
And
girl.
I remember, no, nigga fucking up, young and shit, fucking up, goddamn. No, I'm talking to my dad. Like, Dad, man, I think she about to leave me. This happened, da da da. So goddamn, he was like, so he told me, he was like, if she still let you get on her or be intimate with her,
right?
She still has some feeling there for her. I like shit. So I said to myself, I like shit. If she let me get on her, I said I'm gonna knock her ass. So goddamn, if she did let me fuck it, and I got her ass pregnant with my daughter. No bullshit.
That's crazy. Yeah.
No bullshit. And I said it to myself. I said she let me on, I'm gonna knock her ass up. So yeah. I
How'd you know?
shot a missile.
See, we
No bullshit. She ready to go. No bullshit. And listen, we about to move out. Like we about to move out. I mean,
I was like, he go his separate way.
Yeah, you go your way, I go my way.
I think I was 22.
I think lease was up or some shit. So we about to make some moves anyway. Shit, man. I remember sitting in the room. Goddamn, I'm in the newspaper.
Looking for a job,
Looking for a job. I'm in the classified, trying to look for a job and shit. She like, I said, I'm going to the store, one of the family dollars. She went to the store. Y'all don't know what's going on. She went to the store. She went for the pregnancy test. Got there, come back, take the motherfucker. I still don't know what's going on. She come back.
That shit was fake. I'm like,
she like, hey, I forgot something at the store and go back and get it. So she go back to family dollars, buy another test. That bitch positive too. Got her ass.
My mama said,
Got
her ass. She's so confident. Goddamn missile. But look, I said, Mom, what does this look like? She said, oh, you pregnant?
Got her ass.
And I knew that I was going to have it, and I was like, all right. And then this is what I felt like. And shut the fuck up, babe. So I kind of say some shit on here that everybody already heard. So anyway, I felt like at that point I already had a son because I met Zay when my son was 1.5. And I knew I was a young girl. I was like, I'm not doing this again. Like, I can't. So it was kind of a like, I'm not going to be a woman with another child out of a relationship, but it so happened that I really didn't have no choice because I was ordained to be his wife, and that's why.
That niggas ain't shit. So I knew how she felt, you know. I like, I'm gonna knock her ass up. She ain't leaving me. I knock her up.
That's a fucking thing.
That's fucked up. I can admit.
But Lisa, at least you love me enough to trap a nigga.
Yeah,
I was a trapper keeper.
Yeah.
I was a trapper keeper. My mom never wanted to trap a keeper.
You know,
Lonnie being in the store. I want to trap keeper. You better get that fucking folder. Trapper keeper. But that, I mean, and I think now that our kids are 24 and 20 and they see a dynamic of like, damn, this is like love, and they're not perfect, but they showing that they do choose each other. And having daughters is very important to let them know that it ain't gonna always be easy, like you pouring goddamn salt and some food. It's life, and I can show you that I can be the man. But Lonnie and Zay is like a man of their own, so it's nothing that they're trying to accomplish. It just becomes a part of you. It's habitual now. This is part of my habitat. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the dope part of this marriage and relationship, and why I wanted to. And this is why I do this with couples a lot, because sometimes it's shit they don't even think about. Like, oh fuck, when did we do this transition, or when this, you know? So, okay, Leah, I ain't gonna leave you alone. You was a little poised. I was fast in the ass for 48 hours on the trap.
I had a boyfriend.
I'm talking about when y'all got together, fool.
But, like, I mean, I had to end it.
Get over. You had to get over.
I did.
All right, Lonnie, what you do, Lonnie? You're trying to be poised with this shit here.
I told him, you know, I wanted to cut things off because I had other interests. I just knew.
You told him that?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I mean, he really didn't believe it, but he saw it. He saw it happening.
Is he from here?
No. He's not from here.
Oh, so you got a little out of town, but Lonnie had to worry about that.
Other interests, where so I can fight him.
Exactly. And you told him you had other interests. That's bold.
But I knew at a certain point, you know, things happen within our relationship, within, you know, my boyfriend and our relationship. And I said, oh,
I can't do this.
Like, we can all do
and
this.
And then you had a little
Yeah,
we do it better.
But listen, y'all don't go till y'all know what's next. So they ready to move on. Like,
we know what's next though.
Yeah, y'all really do.
Yeah, I think at a certain point you can check out, so you already know, like, okay, this is not where my heart lies anymore. I'm sitting here.
Well, Lonnie, like,
I'm just for the table. This is a story for the table.
Yeah, for the table. No, this fucking be honest. This story for the shit.
So when I realized, you know, I didn't want to continue in that relationship. I was honest. I'm an honest person. So
how long did that break off?
After that,
how long was the breakup?
How long did it break up?
You were breaking up with her for weeks.
Exactly. all in her head. See how we do?
I was done. I don't think he took it.
She was still dealing with him. Like it won't all the way.
I was done. My heart was done.
Well, everything else wasn't done. So
he like, I want everything else.
So did you ever try to like not make her be like, all right, now what you doing? Was it like
an ultimatum or
like that? Like what?
No, I never automated.
Okay.
Yeah, she was definitely fast when I first met her.
That's what I mean. See what I mean? Yeah. That's why y'all be trying to get her here. The men
she want to give it to you for weeks.
Yeah, she been brewing that shit up for weeks.
Get this nigga ass out the way.
Get his ass on out the way. You know
do it the right way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Whatever the fuck that was. Because see, mentally, it won't the right way. See, I think we feel like as women, if we don't act on it, that it's okay.
Right.
The thoughts are still
y'all tell yourself what y'all need to hear.
We do. It gets us through the day, you know what I'm saying? Just let us be, you know. But women are more calculated that way. Like, we know, okay, he's going to be better than what he is, so I can jump that ship, you know what I'm saying? All right, nigga, bye. Done. Lonnie like,
You should listen. I'm letting you live. I'm letting you live.
Lonnie, fucking, I don't put Lonnie out. I'll put Leah out. Leah, go to the car. Come back, Leah. You should hear the story. If you listen to podcasts, the stories they told on me,
man.
I'm just like, you know
what? The first time?
No, I don't want to hear about it no more. But it's just saying,
right,
you told everyone about it. Yeah. The world knows.
It would have been sooner, goddamn.
It don't matter. It could have been sooner, but so the fuck what? I already knew what was up. You understand? Like, you know your person, and that's what this was. You knew your person. He's your person, and Lonnie, whatever, take it to your grave. Take it to the house. Take it to the house. He won't get your ass in there. He won't you so bad.
I'm a good girl.
Absolutely not.
Oh, man, you are a Libra. What are you talking about? I don't know what you like a little tiger.
What are you talking about?
You like a little tiger. You think
in respect to what?
In respect to what part? Let the ladies know. You could be helping someone. Okay.
I just feel like I was okay. So what I will say is, at a certain point, you know, pre Lonnie, like right when I met him, so I said early on, I'm not like an emotional creature. You're not going to see me crying or anything like that. So I just took it upon myself to reverse the roles. You know, before Steve Harvey came out with his book. So I just felt like,
I got a nigga.
Yeah, like before you do this to me, then I'm going to do it to you. But it's a mechanism. No one wants to be hurt in a relationship. Yeah. So that is how I approach it. I felt like I was being a good girl because I was protecting myself. I didn't know.
So were you in a tit for tat state with that at that point in your relationship?
I think it was tit for tat. It was just I had to be certain before I really jumped and dedicated my entire heart. I mean, I knew what I wanted, but just because I wanted that
don't mean
right.
You got to be mutual.
And she just wasn't. She wasn't good with it. She wasn't good with
what she was doing.
Yeah, it was just, you know what I'm saying?
Because we don't know. We so fucking simple. We try. We can't be those niggas, girl. We try. But
and it was like, again, if I want a DJ, I probably would have been a detective. And
got her ass.
Yeah, like it was just too many times. Yeah,
she was just trying. It was bad. Oh, man, you was the bad one in it, girl. Oh, girl, I was a happy hard drink. We got you sweating, Leah. Girl, you better take the back.
Early.
At least it was early on, Leah. At least it was early.
Early college, Leah. I'll never forget. You went to the club one time.
Talk about it, Lonnie. What she do at that club?
She came home from the club and she had a phone number in her pocket. And I said, what is this? She said she didn't know who it was.
We don't
So this before cell phones. I told her, all right, well, go grab the phone.
Call it right now.
Call it. We both. I'm on the phone. She on the phone. She called, and it was one of them dudes, the corny answer machine.
Oh, we got
the corny answer machine. Yeah.
The music and shit.
Yeah, Barry White voice and shit. So then she hung the phone up, And I guess he either had call ID or star 69.
Call back.
He called back. I was like,
I was scared as shit.
I looked at her. I said, answer the phone.
Stupid,
so they both, and you know what he said? Do you still want me to come over there?
Ooh, Leah, what you say, bitch?
No. I looked at her like this. I said,
yup.
Mm-hmm.
So then he showed up.
Leah, all this good
he
shit.
showed up and then put his little spend the night bag. You ever seen To Catch a Predator? You know how the guys walk in? Yeah. He walked in that bitch and he just knew it was about to be on. I came walking out the back like old boy and escort his ass.
Overnight bag.
We didn't discuss overnight. I had not discussed overnight.
It was something. The nigga had a bag. He was going to grandma's house.
All I'm saying is,
he was going to grandma's house. He was doing something, Lonnie.
He went from, I don't know who this number is, to do you still want me to come over there?
Yeah.
So,
make it make sense.
See, and the thing about it is, though, I said all the time, women is just as, ain't no different.
But
and then it was early on.
Single. It was
early on.
I mean, if you're single, you're.
So why lie about it? Okay, because this is like for the people who go through this shit right now. Like, so what? Did you want to protect Lonnie's heart at that time, or?
I mean, I was just young. I mean, yeah, I was just young, and in my mind, I would have to say that. Like, I probably valued him more. Like everyone else was, disposable.
Just anything, yeah,
disposable.
That's my favorite word.
That's like a nigga right there, disposable. That's a nigga word. All right, Leah, show me them early on years now. Now, Lonnie, was that a point right there? It was like, I don't know if I can trust Shorty. Or it was just, it's early on, so you ain't got a lot to kick it type shit. Because men are different. It'll take a second to be like,
No, but he had,
he had his little friends too.
I ain't had nothing.
You had nothing going on.
She forced me into the streets.
You pushed me out the door.
You pushed me back out there.
I'm trying to be good.
Let's play. We don't want to play with you. Look, Leah like shit. I want to play because I got some friends out. Them bitches is just like niggas. Or was in their past life. I never had a nigga street, but I did talk to a lot of. I think I was more of a phone.
Yeah, we first met.
I was a phone hoochie
like a phone hoe.
more than anything. Not a phone hoe. I said, God damn, I was selling ass on the phone now. He's taking there, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I just, it was like,
I stopped liking that man. I said, hey, these niggas gotta stop calling.
It was like back calls, right? It was like one nigga call, like I can't talk right now. Hang on, I'm in the bed. Come, that nigga call, like I can't talk.
Yeah.
Shorty, how many niggas be calling you? I'm like, but he had a whole girlfriend.
Whole girlfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
I was honest though.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I can have niggas call as long as I'm not being disrespectful of you.
But let's talk about that.
Let's talk about. You get what I'm saying?
You had a girlfriend.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you.
So why did it matter?
And I ain't allowed her to call me when I was with. No, I'm just fucking. And like I was telling one of my friends, we had because we put it on the podcast, and she was so interested. She was like, "Bitch, okay, so tell me how this works." And I told her, she was like, "Nah, Zay, you changed the." Now I'm gonna ask y'all. Y'all outside looking in, okay? Now he had a girlfriend, right? He's saying I made him date. I mean, like, make him my boyfriend soon. Because I was like, I'm not going to keep doing this. You got a girl. You don't want me talking on the phone with no niggas. Switched the program.
I ain't switch the program. I'm going to tell you who switched it up. I'm going to let y'all tell me who switched it up.
You let y'all decide.
All right. So he said to me.
I first met him. I got a girlfriend, right?
Yep. I'm just talking. Let's fast forward it.
Girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend. Niggas calling the house. I don't like niggas calling here. Right? Now, I ain't never said nothing about him having no girl in my place. I know what it was. Okay? I don't like niggas calling here. You got to tell them to stop. I'm like, well, I will tell them to stop. I would not put my ringer off and be respectful when you're here. Then I won't. Now I need that shit to dead altogether. So who changed the trajectory of our relationship? So therefore,
she ain't telling it all.
All right, what's all of it?
She ain't telling it all though. Okay, so look, I come over there one day. So her mama already calling me her boyfriend.
But what was first?
Her mama already calling me her boyfriend, right? So she would like She was like, what your mama said?
Let me tell you what my mama said. Now, mind you, this was after he dead my calls. Now, you going out with your girl, you doing things. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck,
so she said she would
start
going out and shit.
I'm going to go out, I'm going to take dates and shit because I'm not going to sit around and not being able to have my fun. And you got a whole life ahead. But since my mom, that's the only man my mom really liked, okay? So she will call, mamas, that's your man. He over there with me every night almost. That's your man, your boyfriend. So she's going to say that out her own mouth. What I told my mother is what I told my mother. I'm not going to, she was like, all right, girl, fuck that up, that man. Like, I said, okay, I'm not going to sit around and blah, blah, blah. But before that, he stopped my phone calls. So who changed the trajectory of the relationship?
No, you start being cool with my girl. Cause like when I
stopped being cool with your girl.
You stop being cool with me having my girl. So like I'll say, I'm honest with her. I'm being real. Like, hey, I gotta take Shawty. We gonna go to the movies and then whatever the case may be. I'll see you later or some shit like that. Like at first that wasn't a problem. Then she started getting her feelings. And that shit became a problem.
You getting your feelings because you stopped.
Little to my knowledge, she started to catch feelings.
But I'm talking about who changed the trajectory.
She won't think about nobody until I'm doing that shit, and then she had a problem with it.
Stop my niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I had a girl from the get-go. What's the problem with my girl?
I want them to be able to analyze it. After I said this to my mother. After weeks have gone by. And of course, for real, a woman feels a nigga after a couple months. That shit don't take long for us to know what we want. That's out the window when I was catching feelings. A bitch will catch feelings in 2 weeks if they are lonely and they like your company. It don't take long. Y'all men, y'all know that. Y'all the dead girls, they like, no. You can feel them catching that shit. So when you stop my dudes from calling, why? We can go do our thing, right? I'm okay with you having a girl, but why it ain't okay for me to have?
But you won't.
After a while, after you stop my niggas.
Like, and that's when the change happened. That was the change. So I had a girl from the get-go. You started catching feelings. She was cool. I was completely honest.
But I still was talking to friends, too. On the strip.
No, but before I took her ability to talk to these niggas while I'm there, or whatever the case may be, the change already happened before it was aware of me. Her mama told me how she was feeling.
When my mama told you, Zay?
I walked through the door one day. She was like...
One day. But it wasn't before you told me to let the niggas go. So of course my feelings.
I think you ain't acknowledged, you ain't stated, but it was already, your feelings had already flip-flopped.
Of course. I mean, what I'm fucking
and that was the change.
Right, I ain't got to do it.
That was the change right there.
What'd you say, Leah?
Whether I was aware of it or not, that was the change.
I think a lot of men feel like this is mine.
Yes.
So I don't care if this, okay.
Fuck what?
This is my ex-girlfriend, but that's still mine.
That's still mine. Possessive.
Yeah. Yeah, possessive. I mean, it's not good, it's not bad, it is what it is.
Yeah, I can admit that.
All right, Lonnie, what do you, as a man, what do you think? Who changed it? Okay, mentally, even if you say I did it, I ain't say shit. I didn't act different. I didn't bring up with your girl. Whatever.
Man, I'm right there.
You know what I'm saying? You know what though? It's fucking over. Leah, I love the nigga tendencies.
You ain't switched up on me. I just ain't know.
I didn't switch up. I never switched up. That's the thing. All right, we'll never listen. Yes, look, she said. Leo's like, yeah. You was, and it was early on. See, we can let shit slide because even early on could have been 5 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
So around that same time, right? Okay, so we go to what was we at?
We went to, what was that shit, that hotel across?
It was on 5th Street.
You know what I'm talking about? It's a hotel.
So you get off the highway. Say you're on 64. Get off the highway. You on 5th
Lonnie
Street.
DJ
past the Coliseum.
Downstairs.
It's right across from that hotel. What's the hotel across from?
Yeah, you know
Paradise Lounge.
Yep.
It was that jump, right?
Yep.
So I come in that jump. Me and my nigga come in that jump, right? Goddamn, no, we chilling. I'm coming in that jump. I'm dancing on whole shit.
Soon as he walked through the door.
Soon as he walked through the door, I'm dancing on shit. I'm grinding. I don't see her at all. But I think we talked and said each other gonna be in that motherfucker. So, I mean, I thought, made my round, dance on a few minutes and shit. So, I got that. I get tired of shit. I come sit down, right? So, I look back. I double take. Goddamn, she's sitting on a nigga lap. She sitting on a nigga lap.
Like, I was talking to.
She sitting on a nigga right here. One of the niggas calling the phone, right? I ain't know he one of the niggas calling the phone. He one of the niggas calling the phone.
That's the thing.
All right, so he one of the niggas calling the phone. So I look. I double take. I said, I know the fuck this ain't my business. She ain't my damn whole girlfriend still.
Possessive.
I get up, walk over there. I grab her hand and just grab her
and put me on his lap.
And walk back where I was at and sit back down and sit her ass on my lap.
And I knew right then that nigga won't put
that nigga ain't never.
He do nothing.
That nigga do nothing.
Yeah.
I think the nigga might have left. I don't even know. This nigga ain't come over there. He ain't say shit. They're like, hey, nothing. I don't know if he called her later or what.
I was like, I won't on his lap. I was on his knee.
So I'm mad at her. I'm like, no dick tonight. I'm mad at her. I'm like, no dick tonight.
Yeah.
I'm mad at her. She stayed her right there.
Set her ass right there.
Came to my house that night.
So then we end up leaving shit. Ended up leaving shit. So me and my nigga, we go back, and so I think he was messing with her friend. So we go back to her house. So I'm mad. I ain't fussing or arguing or nothing. So I come in the joint, I just lay down, I just chilling. So I'm like, this nigga ain't gonna fucking talk to you tonight. So I'm just sit here and just monitor shit. You know? Yeah. So I just sat there and chill. I ain't fucking that night or nothing. Yeah. But I mean, we kept it close and shit. I didn't know what time it was.
So y'all, we got Leah on my side, Lonnie on your side. But Lonnie was on your side because that's some bullshit story. He just told me because we was doing some nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? But we ended up with the men that we ended up with. Exactly. And I just want to say this before we end the podcast, that I appreciate the dynamic of love.
Yeah.
Like for real, whatever love may look like to y'all, is y'all shit, y'all business, y'all life.
It's worth it.
Yeah. It is worth it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want people to understand, that nobody's shit is perfect. You ain't got to go in hard details of what you go through and how you got through it and what transfer. That don't make it. It's how we got through what God wanted us to get through. Mm-hmm. So I would say God will shake your shit up to make it better. Mm-hmm. People don't understand that.
Yeah. Right. With all my bullshit, just made me realize how much I appreciate and value her. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know, hills in the clouds or some shit, but like, that shit clear as day now, how much she means to me, her value. And I'm like, I'm so fucking aware of it. I like, ain't no motherfucking way I could do anything to fuck this up, you know?
And life and love. And I had to understand too, and I think as women, we have to see that appreciation for our men comes in so many different forms and shapes. Like, what we deem as not showing intimacy or attraction, somebody else will wait and because they're on the sideline waiting to show that intimacy and attraction, because most people are lonely. Right. It's easier for men than it is for women because we have so much on our checklist. Yeah. Men have it's a shorter list, but it's important shit, but it's shorter.
And then we're not looking for like shit that deep. When men, I mean, we'll find something special, like okay, we'll recognize that this is special, but we're not looking for nothing like we don't go out there searching for that type of shit.
So y'all love to me is what made me have y'all on the podcast for like our showcase of love for the month, because I don't have just anybody on here. I could be at fucking home watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's a good shit. If y'all ain't watching, she's good. Okay, so we could be at home doing that. We just changed our bedroom. And I always say that's important. I change the atmosphere of the rooms, and it's just a vibe. That's what we put our money towards. Is life. So I want y'all to just keep doing what y'all doing in y'all way. Keep being an inspiration in y'all way, because y'all not trying to do it. You just doing it. And I think that's the most important thing. And I look at like your best friend, like you said, I told Danger, and I look at his wife, and I see like shit is possible. Nobody looks for perfect, but we just look for understanding. Because we all just trying to do
communication is key. Better understanding of each other.
Yeah, and we appreciate y'all having us here too. I've done like a lot of podcasts, in my career. This is the first time that we've ever on a podcast together.
That's dope. That's dope. Fucking be honest.
Man, we the first one. That's beautiful. Yeah. And I don't know, and I said, like, me starting this is because, when God shakes your shit up, he does things for you, not to you. And that showed me how to love my husband, how to understand him, how to appreciate him, how to make shit work that we feel like can't work. Like, why did we choose each other in the first fucking place? Why we wait a decade? Motherfuckers be 25 years in and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, how? What the fuck? You took my youth, nigga. You sit right in fucking here. Bitch, I lose my hair, you lose your hair. I gotta wipe your ass, you gotta wipe my ass. You don't get the fucking go out here.
Like, get your ass on the side of my lap.
Lonnie, take your overnight bag and let the room. Go upstairs with your bag, Lonnie, and do that overnight. But just keep this love, keep that understanding, keep that communication. Don't let shit in between it. Not a thing. And like, we ain't couple goals, but we love hard. So this is another episode of Fck It Be Honest. Thank you guys for tuning in. And wait, tell me we can find you, Lonnie. Like shit, Lonnie does a lot. What's next? Something,
at DJ Lonnie B on everything. On Instagram, Facebook. Anything that's social media, just DJ Lonnie B, DJLonnieB.com, DJ Lonnie B mobile app, whatever,
Everywhere. Everywhere. And he is so fucking busy and I love what I tell you all the time too, before I end this, you in your lane.
Yeah.
We done talked about DJs before, because we had like a little group that we were doing the shit without you starting your photography. And it's just like we watch, and you can tell a motherfucker that has vision, and you can tell a motherfucker who just won't clout.
Doing some shit.
Because when you won't clout, you bounce.
Yeah.
And Lonnie has been like this straightforward. I saw, like, I'm seeing, and it's in your lane. You're growing with your music.
Consistency.
I don't have to be in this bitch doing rah every weekend. That's not for that should be your fucking headache.
Yeah.
You don't find us, and we go to like happy hours and lounges and shit. You don't find us in a club. You know what I'm saying? But Lonnie, I appreciate your craft. I appreciate what you've given. You have done a lot of motherfucking parties in your day and time. You done all of it, but you grew with yourself and your you know, in your business. I talked to Kelly. You know, we talking shit. We talk a lot about it and the growth of you and how. And I'm ended at this, but you remember when COVID was going on and all these DJs was on there and Lonnie's like, that's just not me.
I never did it.
I don't never did it. Hey, I remember Kelly was like, I'm gonna push this nigga. He need to do it, you know. And then he like, that ain't me. I can find another avenue, or I'll just, this been my rest period. I can wait it out until I find something that, and I told Zay about Art of Noise. I said, and I know Art of Noise it's going to be, he done been to, where the fuck y'all been? Out the country with this shit too.
Yes. Next one is Baltimore. We just partnered with the CIAA. Like, it's a difference between doing it at the CIAA and actually being a partner.
Partner with it. But that's because it's diligent. And I tell people about the podcast, this shit means a lot to us. It does, because it's how it was built from our marriage and relationship. And it's honest, and people can feel that, you know. And I said, I don't give a fuck if I get 2 likes or 1,000 likes. It's going to be organic to me. And God going to watch it grow for us, because it's something that he said we need to minister. I don't give a fuck about what they say or they feel. Minister for people who's going through shit that you may have went through, feel, and they need to get through something and know that it is possible without hearing whatever the fuck else they're hearing, instead of listening to what God asked y'all to do.
And the beauty of it is, y'all just keep doing it because you love it. Like,
I love it.
The one thing that I can say that I'm living a life that I'm living right now, because that 2010, 2013 time frame I was telling you about, I was caught up in doing what I felt like I needed to do to be successful. After cancer, I just started to do what I loved and what I wanted to do, not knowing that my heart would lead me to the most successful days of my life. So often, like, you know, people get caught up in, I got to do this to make it here, versus if you just do what's real to you, it might take you to the higher.
And I tell you, I said, it's so funny. I said, I know a lot of people in the city. I don't hang with a lot, but I know a lot. And I can say, hey, I want you to come on the podcast. Okay. I said, and the people I get, them are busy. People working, they got life, and I ain't just to come into, anybody can be like, all right, Lonnie, we're doing a podcast. Leah gonna definitely be like, no, go through him. What's the fuck? You know, so it means a lot to me, because it's like, now look at the full circle moment of it, just being good people. And people see the craft of it. Because if it's some bullshit, I'm not even tired, I'm off tonight. I ain't, you get what I'm saying? I can chill. This is my off day. I can, you know, but I appreciate it. Me and my husband really do appreciate it, because you shared a little bit of your life, and that shit means a lot.
All right? We appreciate you all.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Yep.
Fck It Be Honest.
Fck It Be Honest.